to say owns the second best bow tie collection in the city, Mayor Sly James.
You know, for 7.5 years, the Republican Congress has been talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare. And I'm comfortable with Obamacare because I think that anything that has served that many people and was done at the strong will of a president ought to have his name attached to it. So that doesn't bother me at all. But for 7.5 years, they complained, they whined, they voted, they promised, they cajoled, they convinced others that this Obamacare that was putting people on the rolls of insurance companies and providing them with health care needed to be repealed. So you would think that when they finally got their chance, they owned the Congress, they owned the Senate, they owned the White House, well, sort of more or less, that they might have even had a plan. You know, one thing that this shows me is they're a lot better at political nonsense than they are at governance. They're a lot better at political promises than they are at working for people. And that they are participating in an unwinnable, unsustainable political charade. Every time a person comes into office, the first thing they do is try to get rid of what the last person did in office, whether or not it works. Perfect example. Nobody ever said that Obamacare was going to be perfect. That was never the dream. It would have been nice, but it doesn't work like that. Social Security took a long time to perfect. Medicare took a long time to perfect. This would take a long time to perfect too. But the one thing that everybody should admit is that as a result of Obamacare, fewer and fewer people were left uninsured and without access to health care. That in and of itself should have been enough for them to drop the repeal and replace with let's fix it and make it better. But that's not what the game is in D.C. Frankly, that's not even what the game is here in the state of Missouri. The game is we got more people than you got, and we're going to impose our ideology on you. Whether or not it solves any problems, whether or not it actually helps people, we're just going to play political power games. That's not where this is at. All of these things need to be changed. We need to be making decisions based on facts and data, and driving those facts and data in a way that helps us actually solve problems and not create them. The facts of this are very simple. The richest country in the world does not provide health insurance to everybody living in that country. That's a fact. Another fact. Obamacare reduced that number, and with tweaks and adjustments could have reduced it even more and maybe achieved full coverage for everyone. Data. The data is that there are more people alive today because they got health care than they would have been if they didn't. That alone should have been something that would have driven Congress to find a way to fix the system as opposed to wanting to get rid of it in order to blatantly declare that they're doing it to fulfill a political promise. They've forgotten their first political promise. Their first political promise is to defend the Constitution of the United States and to protect the people in it. That's the promise they should be taking care of. The time for gamesmanship is over. We are really, in my opinion, at a tipping point as to what we're going to do in this country and how we're going to do it. We can be mad at the White House, we can be mad at Congress, we can be mad at the Senate, but the one thing that we shouldn't forget is this is our opportunity to decide who we are. They don't define us, they only define themselves living in the bubble that they live in. We define who we are, and we define whether or not they stay in office. So here's the thing. I'm going to bring up a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, a person who I've known for a long time, and a person who is in the political arena but does the job for the right reasons and in the right way. Jason Kander, and he's going to tell you